Imagine, just for a second, that overnight your right to learn, to work, to even dream is just gone, stripped away. Well, for millions of women in Afghanistan, that isn't some hypothetical nightmare. It's their reality. But in the face of this unbelievable crisis, an incredibly powerful response is taking root online. And today, we're going to dive into that story of resilience. For half the population, the entire journey of education just stops. It comes to this abrupt, devastating halt. A line gets drawn, a door slams shut, and a future is put on hold. But where exactly is that line drawn? That's it. Grade 6. Since August 2021, if you're a girl, you are barred from attending school past the 6th grade. It's without a doubt one of the most severe rollbacks of women's rights we've seen in modern history. You're effectively erasing an entire generation from the classroom. So what happens then? What happens when an entire generation of women is basically pushed into the shadows? Well, the consequences are staggering, and they create a crisis that goes way, way beyond the schoolyard. And this gets at a really critical term: systemic exclusion. You see, this isn't just about closing down schools. It's a deliberate, systematic effort to make women invisible, to cut them off from every pillar of society. It's a crisis on every front. And you can see just how deep this problem goes. It's this compounding crisis. You start with educational deprivation, no more learning. That, of course, leads directly to economic exclusion and poverty. And that, in turn, creates intense social isolation, silencing their voices. To make it all worse, there's a digital divide, cutting them off from the rest of the world. Each crisis just feeds the next. But here's the thing. Even when every single physical door is closed, a new kind of window can be opened. So let's look at how a digital lifeline is helping women step out of the shadows and back into the light. So in the middle of all this darkness, something incredible emerged. The Alba College of Liberal Arts. It's an online, totally free institution that has become one of the only remaining paths for Afghan women to continue their education, to connect with the world, and to start reclaiming their futures. And a quote from our source material just captures this perfectly. In a landscape of nothing but closed doors, ALPA isn't just a college. It truly is a lifeline. It's providing these invaluable opportunities for women to learn and grow their skills. And the response has been absolutely explosive. This timeline shows you the incredible growth. Things really started scaling up in late 2023, and by the spring of 2026, they're on track to hit a milestone of 5,000 students. The demand and the impact, they're just undeniable. Seriously, let that number sink in. 5,000. That's 5,000 women who have refused to be erased, 5,000 futures that are being completely rewritten, all because of this digital college. It's just this powerful testament to their incredible thirst for knowledge. And hey, these aren't just enrollment numbers. We're talking about real, tangible achievements here. Over 500 women have already earned certificates of completion. These are actual qualifications, a mark of success, and a passport to new opportunities. So how are they doing it, right? How does ALPA actually turn digital access into real-world empowerment? Well, it all comes down to a really clear, actionable strategy. Let's break down their 5-point blueprint. So here it is. And you'll see this is a plan that goes way beyond just online classes. It's about expanding education, yes, but also promoting economic inclusion, supporting women's voices, fostering their art and culture, and maybe most importantly, building a system that's resilient enough to last. Now, one of the most brilliant parts of their strategy is the direct link they create between learning and earning. ALPA offers accredited courses in high-demand fields, think STEM, business. But they don't stop there. They also provide vocational training and microgrants to help 200 women launch their own businesses from home. And listen, this isn't just about jobs and money. It's about giving these women back their voice and their visibility. They're recruiting women for a research lab so they can write about their own experiences. They're training them for global debate competitions. And they're fostering artists, helping them create work that can be shown in international exhibitions. It's all about reclaiming the narrative. When you put all of these pieces together, the impact is it's immense. We're not just talking about individual success stories here. We're talking about creating a ripple effect of hope that spreads through entire families and communities. And you can see a super clear connection here, right? You give out microgrants and you get women-led businesses. You create a research lab. You get new narratives that push back against exclusion. You put on online exhibitions. Artists get global recognition. It's this clear, powerful model of action leading directly to transformation.
So, what you're seeing here are outcomes across the board. You've got economic independence, educational advancement, social connection, and cultural preservation, all happening at the same time. This is what holistic empowerment actually looks like in practice.
But of course, the big question is, can this last? In such a volatile environment, how do you build something that can actually endure? Well, Alpa's entire model is designed for long-term resilience. And the absolute key to making this sustainable is something called the multiplier effect. It's this beautiful, self-sustaining cycle. See, today's students become tomorrow's instructors, mentors, and leaders. They don't just receive an education, they become the engine for the next wave of learning. And this whole model is built on 4 really solid pillars. You've got peer-to-peer mentoring, women teaching other women. You have essential tech support for top students. You have strategic partnerships with other organizations. And you have a faculty led by the diaspora, which ensures both quality and cultural understanding. That's how you build something to last. Ultimately, what all of this shows us is that these women, they are not passive recipients of aid. They're active agents of change. They are becoming the instructors, the researchers, the artists, and the entrepreneurs who will shape their country's future. They are, quite literally, the architects of their own resilience. You know, this whole story leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. In a world where physical barriers are constantly being thrown up, the ALPA project proves that the digital world offers a near limitless frontier for hope, for education, and for empowerment. It really makes you wonder, how many more of those windows are just waiting to be opened?